Hello, team. Happy Thursday night. I'm recording this on a Wednesday. Please forgive me, but my Thursday this week is a little crazy, so I thought we're just going to do a recording this week and hopefully all is well. But I've got my pre ready to go. It's 4:30 p.m. Still haven't worked out yet, so we're hoping that the pre kicks in. We have an energetic call, and then I can get my workout done. But tonight I wanted our team to focus on confidence. Confidence in what we have to offer as coaches, but more importantly, confidence in ourselves and who we are. Earlier in the week, I thought it'd be important for us to talk as a team about the new nutrition program that's launching, and it's called Ultimate Portion Fix. It's built off an existing program called Portion Fix, and it partnered with 21 Day Fix, all with the portion control containers. So I thought maybe we could talk about what it entails, what earning our certification as coaches would mean to our customers. But then I had this moment of clarity, and I was writing out in notes what I wanted to talk about, and at the top of my notebook, I wrote out confidence in capital letters. And at first, it represented a conversation that I wanted to have about being confident in what we had to offer as coaches. How to wrap our minds around how priceless it is, our guidance and our mentorship, for those who need it. How to confidently share purchase options, or how to handle price objections, or when people question the value of what we have to offer, our products and programs. But I wrote out that word. I wrote out confidence, all in capitals. And then some other idea just started to form, and I knew that it was a lot more important than what I wanted to say originally. And it's because any one of you can go look up a product or a program and find a million trainings. Any one of you can look up Ultimate Portion Fix if you want to learn. The information's there for you to do it in your coach office. But when it comes to this specific topic, I wanted to take a different direction. And I had an aha moment, if you will, when I listened to one of my favorite podcasts. And this particular episode was about how people don't join companies, people join people. And I thought, wow, I realized if I made tonight all about product education and confidently sharing products, the call would be in total opposition to that. And I believe wholeheartedly that people don't join companies, they join people. So I wanted tonight to align with that. So the particular podcast episode basically opened up by saying that this kind of conversation, the one I want to have with you now, is especially helpful if you're at the beginning of your business, maybe you're unsure what your first few steps are, or, who you want to be as a network marketing professional. Or maybe you've been in network marketing for some time, and maybe you're struggling with, the recruiting process, getting people to join you, especially in the business. Maybe you don't know where to begin or what you're doing wrong. And one of the biggest mistakes is that when someone's trying to recruit people to their network marketing business, something they often do is they try to sell someone on their company's products and services. And I get why you do that. You want to show people that what you have to offer is quality. But if you're not getting positive feedback from sharing the business opportunities with others, or the business opportunity with others, one thing I want you to consider is why. And maybe it's because this is taken from the podcast. This is not me. But your prospects may not feel as if you have any unique skills or value to offer someone. That was so difficult for me to hear. And I don't have particular difficulty finding people to build a business with, but I can understand in moments of trial in my business where I have struggled with this, and it might be difficult for some of you as well, especially if you're currently struggling with building a team. But this does not mean that you don't have value or skills. It simply means you haven't learned how to demonstrate it yet. So I want you to ask yourself the question, why would someone join me? Out of the thousands of coaches, why you? I hope that you have some immediate thoughts flying around like, I'm business-minded, I'm resourceful, or I'm honest and hardworking, I'm a team player, etc. Maybe you don't have a response to that question yet, but we'll get there. Ultimately, our confidence comes from our consistent actions, us consistently demonstrating our value as a business partner to the people that watch us. So when we do that, things begin to turn. So tonight I want to talk about how we do that. How do we shift from promoting a company or a generic idea or sharing used material, if you say that, to starting to promote ourselves, something different that no one else can offer. So I want to quick share that even if you're not blasting your feed with Beachbody in capital letters all over your pictures, your post still may be communicating more about your company and less about who you are. It's not black or white. I've got puppies running around, guys, sorry. But, do you only post about your upcoming challenge groups? Or are you constantly raving about your workouts, but you never talk about your transformation, especially the one that happens on the inside? When people choose to follow someone's journey or jump at the business opportunity, it's because they see what you're doing and they believe that they can improve their current circumstances or create a better life because of what you share. They see what you're doing and they think they can learn from you and that you can help them. And I think we lose sight of this and we place all of our confidence into how incredible our shakes are, or these programs have changed this person's life and that person's life. They're the whole reason we stay committed to fitness. We can't force feed a company's product down our prospects' throats by only talking about how great the products and programs are. We need to take the company out of the equation for a second. Okay, puppies, you're going to have to move. You're going to have to move. I'm sorry. Everyone say goodbye. Everyone say bye. You're so cute. Let's pause the recording. Sorry about that. Okay, so people join you because they see this opportunity of Beachbody or network marketing as a vehicle to a better life. And more importantly, they see you as the catalyst. They see you as the driver that can take that vehicle where they want to go. So now knowing that, you need to learn how to sell people on you. So if you're struggling in the area of recruiting, it might be because your prospects, haven't been shown that you have any unique value or skills. And like I said, it's not because you don't have unique value or skills, but you're choosing to share other things and just haven't demonstrated anything personal to them yet. You're just sharing your company. So 2 action steps here to shift the focus from confidence in your company to confidence in you. Both are important, but we're going to talk about you today. So the first step out of 2 is sharing and creating value. So instead of talking about how great it is working for Beachbody, start selling people on how great it is working with you or being on your team. And a way that you communicate that is by creating valuable content in your social media feed, showing people who you are and what it'd be like to work with you. Give them reason to believe that you would be a great business partner. Do you share enough of you in your videos, in your stories? Pictures of your plate and what you eat, or fun boomerangs and progress pics. Those things are great. But are you saying anything special when you share those things? Share your lessons, share your insights, what you're learning, and give yourself credit too, because entrepreneurship is hard. And even if you haven't had tremendous success yet, you've already learned so many valuable skills that you can be sharing with your people. You know things about this business, you know things about yourself, and you don't need to be an expert or super successful to add value and to share your heart with people. And I don't think people want to work with experts as much as they want to work with someone they admire or want to sit down and have a meal or a drink with. So when you talk about your journey or the victories that you've achieved up until this point in your business, or what you've learned in your personal growth journey so far, you can totally say, add a disclaimer, I'm not an expert yet, but I'm learning. Or I'm not even an expert yet. Just say I'm not an expert because we don't plan on being one. I'm learning. I'm growing. And I encourage you guys, share the concepts that you're learning about in your personal development books or podcasts. I do that so frequently. They inspire my posts half the time probably. Sharing quotes that struck a chord with you, or telling a story of something that happened to you this week that had deeper meaning for you. Share anything and everything, because as long as it's some kind of lesson, everyone can take value from that and apply it to their life. And people appreciate having someone like that in their feed, especially if they don't follow a lot of people like you. Maybe you're one of the few people that they follow because you're just a positive light and you add value to their feed. And then the chances of you recruiting them goes up exponentially, because when the time is right for them, they've already been learning so much from you and they already know how you operate. So, when you do choose to bring up the business opportunity, they can already imagine how much they would learn from you if they partnered with you in this business. These puppy guys, oh, puppies, I swear. So that first step, sharing and creating value, that's considered passive value. The second action step, the last action step, is proactively adding value. And that's when you engage with your network, okay? And your network, I would say, is considered, people who follow you and people that you're following. So anyone that you're connected with, show them that you care. That's how you engage with them. If the only time you reach out to someone on your social media is every few weeks or every 2 to 3 months, when you check back in to pitch them a business idea or see if they're ready for a challenge group because last time wasn't great timing, you're setting yourself up for failure. Or if they sign up, you're not setting yourself up for longevity. And if they only hear from you on your terms, and when you only have something to gain, AKA you don't care about them, you're doing your network and a huge disservice. Like, your recruiting will not be successful. That's how I feel. Your network will determine your net worth. I heard that today, changed my life. Not even kidding. Your network is going to determine how successful you are. They are your connection to longevity in this business, because the people that follow you are the people that are going to be able to join you, and they get to make the decision whether or not it's worth their time. So learn how to invest in those people and go from trying to be so interesting to being genuinely interested in other people. So creating and adding value by what you share with your followers doesn't mean that you're focused on being interesting. That's not what I'm saying, because that's not selfish. Adding value is focused on bettering someone else's day because of what you said or what you shared or how you made someone smile or think or question something. But to strengthen your confidence in what you do and to strengthen other people's confidence in you, you need to also show interest in the people that you're sharing that value with. It's got to be a balance of both. So I'm telling you guys, check in on those people for literally no reason, whether they're on your hot list or your follow-up list or whatever. Say something like, hey friend, your post earlier this week hit home with me and I've been thinking of you. How are things? You're not bringing up Beachbody. You're not seeing if they're ready for this month's boot camp. Proactively connect with them. And when you do that, it builds that element of know, like, and trust. So when I say that, it's people will buy from or want to work with people that they know, that they like, and that they trust. And when you make an effort to build connections and relationships, you're laying such a strong foundation for that. And when people know that you care, they'll start caring about what you know, meaning they'll pay more attention to you and what you're sharing. So maybe so-and-so didn't give a flying F about all your posts up until today, until she sees you as a real human with a huge heart because you reached out to her randomly over the weekend because you heard that her grandmother passed away. So she realizes, wow, she's not focused on personal gain like 99% of other network marketing businesses in my feed right now. This person starts to appreciate the value that you're consistently adding to their feed. So instead of repelling people by being salesy or pushy and only talking about Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody and repelling them, you'll begin to attract them to you like a magnet because you've taken Beachbody out of the equation and people can start seeing you for you. And from our perspective, working this business, a lot of us might feel like it's inconvenient or God, it stretches out the process and it takes so long. But think of it completely differently, like just for a second. The minute that you place focus on other people in conversation, it means you get to take the pressure off of yourself. So you don't have to live up to expectations or be an expert or worry about, using a perfect script, for example. You don't need to be interesting or convincing or be the star of the show. Like, give them an opportunity to share their story and connect with you however they need you right now, whether that's as a mentor or a business partner or a friend. Like, the pressure we place on ourselves in these conversations and what we post in our feed, it's so silly. Honestly, like, our lives aren't that interesting, right? For most of us, our day-to-day life may not feel blog worthy, but that's not the point. The most important thing I want you to take away from tonight are these two questions I came up with when I was thinking about this topic. And it's number one, do people see you? And two, do people feel seen by you? Action step that we talked about covers that first question. Do people see you? Or do they see a company? So what you're adding to their feed. Are you in the majority of your pictures? Are you sharing your story, or are you copying and pasting quotes from Pinterest because you're so focused on a clever caption that gets likes? Or are you simply embracing them as you are in the hopes that someone else feels inspired to do the same thing just from seeing you? Coaches get so much anxiety over what to post, whether that's captions or pictures. Believe me, I get that fear. That I don't have anything to say, or I don't take good enough pictures. Forget those self-limiting beliefs just for a second and think about who you admire in this industry. They can be within our team. They can be completely outside of Beachbody, however you want, but think about people that you see as doing Instagram right. Like, who pops in your head? The way that they approach their social media really appeals to you. Take some time, write their names down, and look at those coaches and what they're doing, or those people and what they're doing. And I want you to figure out a few things. Why am I so confident in their abilities? Or why do I place so much value on what they have to say? What are their pictures featuring? Or what are they saying in their captions? How are they communicating with their people? Are their captions great to you because they're candid or off color? Maybe there's stories about their kids or parking tickets or weaknesses in the dessert aisle. Or maybe their pictures are fun and bright. Or maybe they're really crisp and edgy. Or maybe they just evoke emotions that you want your people to feel when they go to your feed. And maybe, when you list out the people that you admire, you might see themes and things that are consistent along all of them. But I want you to dig deeper, find out the answers to these questions, and then find a way to make it yours. Adopt the practices you admire. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to take notes out of people's books. This business is about duplication. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just always make what you're doing personal to your story. And the second question that I asked is, do your people feel seen by you? And this relates back to building relationships and meaningful connections with people by engaging with your network. Care about people. This business is about people. When someone comes to your feed, do they feel welcomed into a community? Or does it feel like it's the Liz show? Like, with the value you're adding, are you inviting other women in? Is it obvious that they're wanted here? Do you give them opportunities all the time to engage with your posts or your stories? And we do that by asking people to comment or message us or, vote on a poll. We're interacting. That's how we bridge the gap between us and our followers, and we create that community. But on the other side, are you just ranting? Are you on a soapbox with your captions? Or are you talking to your people? When you make up your captions and you're thinking of who you're talking to, are you speaking to your dream girl as if it's your best friend on the other side of that screen? When someone reads what you have to say, they should be able to relate to your story. And I'm not saying that like you're casting a wide net, trying to appeal to everyone. Don't do it. Don't play it safe. Be very, very you and very authentic. But when you are so authentic and real, the right people will be drawn to you, and they'll genuinely connect with you and the way that you share your story. Guys, we can do all the product trainings. We can read all the descriptions and learn every product and program front to back. We can word vomit all of the facts onto our people, and we can prove to them we know everything that they need to hear. We can try to convince them our company's solid and what we have to offer is valuable and they're not wasting a single dime. But being rehearsed in systems and facts and ingredients lists or benefits of products, it's not how we find our people. It's certainly not how we effectively recruit and build a team. You've heard the phrase, find your tribe. Guys, we can't do that until we focus on being ourselves. Showing our face and talking and being real and raw and awkward and silly and kind and sharing who we are as authentically as possible. That's how you find your tribe. You guys did not join Team Hustle and Heart because Liz or whichever coach that sponsored you can rattle off all 70 superfoods found in Shakeology. This business is about people. Don't get me wrong, I want you to invest time into the trainings. I want you to be confident and familiar with what you're offering to people. Be knowledgeable. You can be knowledgeable without owning up to the fact that you're an expert. You can be knowledgeable. There are over 50 programs that you can offer to someone at any given time. I want you to take the time to get to know what people's goals are and how you as their coach can take responsibility and research what the most effective game plan for them would be. But I need you to invest in you too. And I want you to talk about doing it along the way. So sharing your personal development routine, even if it's just a quick snapshot of your book next to your pre-workout every morning, or a single line or two from the book that you're currently reading, or maybe you share how many times you had to press pause during cardio today, but how your trainer said something that made you finish strong anyway. And then I want you to talk about these things as if you're talking to a friend. Because ultimately, those are the people that are going to listen to you. Your future friends and business partners, they are paying the closest attention. They're watching you and they're appreciating the value you're adding. And eventually the right people will realize that what you're doing is something they'd be excited to do too. People just want to know you're trying. They want to see the messy, in progress, under construction pieces of your life. Because then you give them permission to show up as they are. That's huge, guys. Being that person to someone is so powerful. And with everything you're sharing, you should be reminding people this is a lifestyle. It's a journey. There's no destination. Like, we get to live our life this way. And you don't have to be an expert to do that. And then they don't have to be either. It's not easy to duplicate expertise, but it's definitely easy to duplicate silly and real and authentic and kind and all the things that we have inside of us. But we just have to start. Did you guys hear me say shark? I swear to God. We just have to start sharing it with others. Jesus Christ, Liz. I'm so close to not having to press pause. I've got like 15 seconds, guys. Bear with me. When we share who we really are, and I mean beyond coaching, beyond the Shakeology and the squats and the team calls and blah, 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 that's when we add value. Because as we share those pieces of us, especially when it feels vulnerable and raw and new and different and weird, we start to gain confidence in ourselves and who we are. And then when we get more confident in sharing those parts of us, people gain confidence in us too. And then they realize that they can do it too. And that's like wildfire, guys. And I know that, not all of you might be into affirmations, but there's one that I wanted to share with you today. And it really spoke to me about this topic and confidence. And it's, I'm unapologetic about what I desire, and I trust that what I focus on will grow. Focus on building a tribe. Don't focus on being an expert. Don't focus on doing it perfectly or right. Just do it. Show up and do it. You're all such incredible women, and I'm so thankful you're on this team. I love you guys. Have a great night.